Have you ever wondered why some speeches make you feel inspired, while others just put you to sleep? That secret goes back over 2,000 years to Aristotle's three appeals. Today I'll show you how to use ethos, pathos, and logos to persuade any audience. We'll look at credibility, emotion, and logic. Whether you're giving a classroom presentation like this, convincing your parents, or even debating a friend, these three tools will make your arguments stronger and more effective. As someone who takes pride in a healthy debate, or how important a genuine relationship is, utilizing these tools have come naturally to me. Persuasion begins with trust because people are more likely to be influenced by someone they believe has their best interests in mind. A doctor giving health advice is trusted because of training. A mechanic persuading you to repair your car is trusted when they are certified. Before you can change minds or inspire action, people need to believe in you. That's why building your own credibility is essential. It's the foundation of any message. The CDC is a leading public health agency in the United States. It employs thousands of employees that's mission is grounded in protecting public health through evidence-based practices. As a mother, I have firsthand knowledge of my children's health patterns, symptoms, and responses to treatment. By observing carefully, documenting symptoms, and noticing changes, I've established myself as a reliable caregiver. After hours of research, I was able to create a holistic protocol for my stepson's chronic ear infections. Without ethos, persuasion loses its foundation. Even the strongest arguments fall flat because if they don't trust the messenger, they're not going to trust the message. A political caught lying loses voter support. A great example would be the Biden administration backing Fauci. He actually mandated masks, kids leaving school, 6 feet social distancing, and there is actually zero evidence for that. Just created a bunch of depression. Another great example would be a influencer in France. Her name is Chiara Ferragamo. She was advertising that proceeds from a sale would go to a children's hospital. It was revealed none of the additional price paid by consumers was donated, and she was fined and indicted for misleading commercial practices. Just as credibility earns trust, emotions win heart. Emotions make a message memorable because it connects with people on a personal level. When a speaker stirs feelings like joy, sadness, fear, or hope, the audience is more likely to pay attention and remember the message long after the words are spoken. The Always Like a Girl commercial first aired during the 2015 Super Bowl. That was a powerful advertisement that challenges stereotypes about gender and confidence instead of shaming girls for being weak. Sarah McLachlan's ASPCA commercial is one of the most famous examples of emotional advertising. We all hear the sound, come on, the music, and we all just start crying while she's holding a dog. To use pathos effectively in persuasion, you want to move your audience's feelings in a way that supports your message without overdoing it. Great example, in speeches like I Have a Dream, Martin Luther King spoke about freedom, equality, and justice, values deeply tied to the American identity. By reminding audiences that these ideals apply to all people, he stirred feelings of pride, responsibility, and moral urgency. Another great example is Magic Johnson, who was a well-known basketball player and philanthropist. When Magic Johnson announced in 1991 that he was HIV positive, he shared his vulnerability and evoked compassion and broke down stereotypes, making audiences feel both empathy and hope. Unfortunately, pathos without balance can cross into manipulation. When a speaker relies only on emotions such as fear, guilt, or pity without providing credible evidence or logical reasoning, the audience may be swayed by feelings rather than facts. This can distort judgment, pushing people to make decisions they might not choose if they had full, balanced information, which is a huge issue in politics today. A great example is the Daisy ad of 1964, which is one of the most famous political commercials in U.S. history, created by President Lyndon B. Johnson, re-election campaign against Barry Goldwater. The commercial begins with a little girl standing in a field, innocently plucking petals from a daisy while she counts them aloud. As she does this, her counting transitions into a man's countdown, like the one before a nuclear missile launch. Suddenly, the screen fills with the flash of roar of a nuclear explosion. It was considered one of the most effective and controversial fears ads ever. Another example is NextMed, a telemedicine company that used misleading before and after style testimonials and photos. The Federal Trade Commission said that many people shown had never tried the program. Some were just actors or responded to ads seeking just before and after pictures. With trust and emotion established, logic makes your case unshakable. When a speaker or writer uses logos, they rely on clear arguments supported by data, statistics, examples, and logical connections to make sense to the audience. A lawyer presenting DNA evidence in court to prove innocence is logical. A teacher showing test scores data to prove that a new study method helps students improve is a great example. When you integrate logos with structure, you are weaving logical reasoning and factual support directly into the way you organize your argument. This makes your message clear, easy to follow, and persuasive. Using cost comparisons to show why one product is more affordable by presenting side-by-side prices, savings over time, or value per unit, the speaker gives the audience measurable evidence that supports the claim of affordability. A claim evidence conclusion structure is a simple but powerful way to build an argument, whether in writing, science, or public speaking. Logic alone is not enough to persuade because people are not purely rational decision makers. If an argument relies only on logic, the audience may understand it but still won't feel convinced to act. A math proof may be correct, but if explained dryly, no one cares. This picture is a great example because you look at it and you're like, wow, what is that? A company can prove their product works, but without ethos, pathos, people ignore it. Electric cars worked, but for years, most people ignored and doubted them. It took time, government incentives, and Elon Musk's persistence for them to widely be accepted. Now you know the formula for persuasion. Ethos builds trust, pathos stirs emotions, logos proves the case. Persuasion works best when all three appeals work together. Next time you speak, wave ethos, pathos, and logos together. Watch how much more persuasive you become. They help us connect, convince, and cooperate in a world that so desperately needs more understanding and less division. Imagine a world where every voice inspires trust, every story stirs emotion, and every idea stands on solid evidence. A world of peace and healthy communication. That world begins with you, the speaker. Ethos, pathos, and logos. Use them and watch your audience follow. Thank you.